You know what? Screw it. I planned on opening up this review with the whole, it's Roman Reigns time! Everybody get up and go! The whole sarcastic shtick that I've been doing for the last few months and stuff. And quite frankly, I don't have the energy to do it. Like, this pay-per-view has left me just drained. Not excited. Not looking forward to anything coming up for the rest of the year. It's just over. And I'm just left going, all right, that's it. And I don't even feel like doing anything extra. I just kind of want to come up here and just talk about the show, quite frankly. And that's not because of anything that happened that I didn't like, per se, because everything that happened was exactly what I predicted. All of it. I predicted Kevin Owens to win. By the way, those of you who don't know, the whole Roman Reigns shtick of me thinking he is the greatest of all time, I don't really think he's the greatest of all time. I'm just trying to be funny. Okay? I'm mocking the hardcore Roman Reigns fans. If anything else, I'm making fun of people who think that he's the greatest of all time. And I'm trying to show how irritating that is. With that said, I would not have been shocked if he won tonight. He didn't win, which is what I thought was going to happen. The only issue with this show that I really have is the fact that they played it so safe. I kind of wonder why you even have this pay-per-view. Everything was just done by the numbers. Nothing got advanced except for maybe one thing, a segment and a return. That was the only talking point about this pay-per-view. Outside of that, nothing about this pay-per-view was really noteworthy. Everything you thought was going to happen, happened. All the matches that you thought were going to be good, were good. All the matches you thought were going to end the way you thought they were going to end, ended the way you thought they were going to end. And so I'm up here to just tell you there's really no reason to watch this show. There really isn't a reason to watch Roadblock. The only thing that I would suggest you go out of your way to watch maybe is Neville's return. That's about it. Even the Iron Man, Iron Woman match, whatever you want to call it, it was good, but Sasha and Charlotte have had better matches. This one was just good. It's another good match in their long line of good matches. And it's a final encounter, but it ended the exact way you thought it was going to end. And I'll get to Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens at the end of this review. But before we get to any of this, I do want to go ahead and talk about a few things. Subscribe to me if you have not. Like me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter. But I do encourage all of you to like the video. And if you watched it all, hashtag I watched it all down below in the live chat and comment section. Because as you all may know, YouTube is going through a phase right now where people are being unsubscribed from channels because of a YouTube glitch. And the YouTube algorithm is changing to people who have longer videos instead of people who have quick 3-minute videos that get many views. YouTube favors videos like mine that go 50, 45, 30 minutes. Now, I'm not going to be someone that drags out videos that long just to keep the viewership. However long it goes is however long it goes. If it goes 30 minutes, it goes 30. If it goes an hour and 30, it goes an hour and 30. But I do encourage you all to like the video and to get more involved in the comment section because that is what YouTube is looking for. Thank you all for joining me tonight. We are live here on YouTube. And as I said, overall thoughts on Roadblock, it was all right, but I wouldn't watch it again. Nothing much happened. Everything you thought was going to happen, happened. I gave it a C. Quite frankly, I don't think it should go any higher than that. I might have been too generous. Probably could have given it like a D, but I'll give it a C just to be nice because there were some things I liked about the show. Like, for instance, I did like the Tag Team Championship match. Yes, I skipped over the kickoff match. Big Cass lost to Rusev. Whoa. I don't care. I didn't care about the Big Cass. I didn't care about the Enzo Amore, Lana, Big Cass, Rusev's shtick. The whole feud just did not click with me. Even the segments that they did were just like, take it or leave it. So yeah, Rusev beat Big Cass by countout. But moving on from that, I did like the tag team championship match. I thought the New Day, longest reigning WWE tag team champions in history, had a really good match against Cesaro and Sheamus. And Cesaro continues to prove why he is one of the, if not the best wrestler in the company. And the guy is just so fun to watch. I wish the company would invest a lot more into him. I mean, based off of what happens tonight, maybe they will. But even with the results of what happened tonight, I kind of feel like he deserves more than what he's getting. But you know what? This is a good start, I suppose. This is something. It's better than nothing. He could be getting nothing as a result of this. New Day and them had a good match. I like how the match ended. I like that Cesaro faked a tag. So Kofi Kingston would think that he tagged in, which the referee saw. And therefore, when Kofi Kingston hit the Trouble in Paradise and pinned him, he couldn't be pinned because he wasn't the legal man. So Sheamus took advantage of that and got the pin on Kofi Kingston. And that is how Cesaro and Sheamus ended the New Day's 480-day plus championship reign. So, hey, just like I said in my preview, whoever the New Day was facing was going to be the new tag team champions. And it was Cesaro and Sheamus. So there you go. I like that Sheamus remains the heel of the group. He takes the championships for himself and raises them high. And Cesaro is celebrating with the audience and not celebrating with the New Day, but hugging New Day, congratulating them for a great match. That heel dynamic, that heel babyface dynamic of the team is one of the most interesting parts of it. I do like Sheamus and Cesaro, unfortunately. I don't like saying that because I don't like seeing Cesaro in the mid-cards. He should be in the main event scene. But I am liking this tag team. I look forward to seeing what they do with it. I can only go so far at this, right? This championship reign can't last that long. We'll see. But it was a really good match to open up the show with. The next match after it was if I'm not mistaken, the survival match. Yes, it is the 10-minute survival match. Sami Zayn versus Braun Strowman. The object of the match is for Sami Zayn to survive 10 minutes. And if Sami Zayn survives 10 minutes, he wins the match. Yeah, basically. It's a weird stipulation. But despite the weird stipulation, they could have really done something great with this match. They could have really highlighted the heart and the survival instincts and the determination and the refusal to die attitude of Sami Zayn and really put him over as this underdog babyface that everybody should get behind and, really connect him with the audience. I don't think they did a good job of doing that. They were doing a good job right up to the last 3 minutes. Because at the last 3-minute mark, Mick Foley came out with a white towel as if he was going to throw the white towel in and just throw the match out for Sami Zayn because he was taking the beating. And I feel like Braun Strowman and Mick Foley spent 2-3 minutes standing there and talking. And at a point, I was just like, oh my God, he's just eating up time. He is eating up so much time. It's ridiculous. And that whole spiel with Mick Foley wanting to throw the towel in and Sami Zayn saying, don't do it, grabbing the towel and throwing it into the audience. That went on way too long. And then it really was a distraction. If anything else happened, I would say Mick Foley helped Sami Zayn win because he spent so much time distracting Braun Strowman that all Sami Zayn had to do was avoid a couple of shoulder blocks, have Braun Strowman run to the barricade, into the turnbuckle, hit the Haluva kick, and then he wins by letting the time run out. So I don't really feel like Sami Zayn survived. It's almost like he had help, which I don't like. Babyfaces don't You can't let the baby faces have help, especially in this situation. You know, you wanted to see Sami Zayn do it by himself. You wanted to see Sami Zayn go out there, and if he was going to lose, let him lose in a way where he came that close to accomplishing his goal. That would still put him over. Or if he was going to win, have him win without help. Have him win just by surviving 10 minutes and proving that, hey, I have heart. I can do exactly what you want. Better yet, have him beat Braun Strowman by countout or something. But I know WWE is scheduled to let Braun Strowman lose because, oh, we can't let our monster heels or our monster characters lose because that's going to damage your reputation. If a loss damages your reputation, that means you're not all that good to begin with. I'm just saying, okay? The Giant, Big Show, lost a lot of matches in his career. And there was a good portion of his career where you thought it was extremely hard to beat him. Undertaker lost matches. Kane lost matches. You know, you can lose a match and still look like a monster. It's all about how you book it. And I felt like this was lazy. It was a solid match, but it wasn't the match that I thought they should have had. I thought Mick Foley's interference, which is what it is. It's an interference. The whole stuff with Mick Foley just ruined this match for me. He shouldn't have been involved. I get that we had to tie in the storyline, but he should not have been involved at all. That's just my opinion. Not in this way. But Sami Zayn wins. We'll see where that takes him. The next match is Chris Jericho versus Seth Rollins. We got more stuff with Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho tonight. Kevin Owens tried to give Chris Jericho a Christmas scarf. Jericho wants nothing of it. And then we saw Owens knocking on Chris Jericho's door backstage saying, man, take me back, man. Take me back. I want to be your friend, man. Just coming across clingy and just desperate and a whiner and a crybaby. I'm just like, this is not the Kevin Owens I got invested into. What happened to the badass fight Owens fight? This is a very horribly put Kevin Owens. I almost wish people like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and all the great wrestlers like AJ Styles, they don't become world champions because this is what I'm scared of what would happen to them. What happened to Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens might happen to them. This is a horrible booking of Kevin Owens. Just straight up terrible. I don't like it. But getting back to the match at hand, Rollins and Jericho had an all right match. The problem with this match, and let me say it this way. Was it a good match? Was it a match that flowed? It had good, execution of moves. Yeah, it was a really good blueprint match. The problem with the match is I didn't care. I didn't care because, one, I've seen it so many times that it lost its luster for me. When you see a match like Jericho and Rollins 10,000 times, by the time you really get it at a pay-per-view, you just don't care about it because you already know what they're going to do because you've seen it happen so many times. There's only so much it can do in a match. The least they could have done is given it a stipulation, which they didn't because that's too much. That took too much thought for them. And Rollins just won. He just beat Chris Jericho like I predicted, which is bad enough that, I predicted what would happen. And let me just say this. It being predictable isn't the issue. The issue here is that it happened in a way that did not really give me anything new. I got nothing new out of Rollins versus Jericho. Nothing. Like, literally, I'm just sitting here going, why even do the match? I get the whole storyline of, well, Rollins is cutting through Jericho and Owens and all the people that are in his way before he gets to Triple H. I get that storyline, but at the exact same time, it didn't play out well because of this match. Like, I don't feel Rollins is any closer to Triple H or further away from Triple H because of this match. I feel like he's exactly where he was before the match started and after it ended. So, yeah, it was a good match in terms of execution of moves and the flow of it. And I think both of them put in a good amount of effort. But in terms of storyline, in terms of purpose and meaning, it was nothing to me. Seriously, just a nothing match. Rollins wins. I swear to God, I've seen this exact same match on Raw. I'm not even kidding you. Like, this exact same match from the way it started to Kevin Owens coming out and Jericho yelling at him and him going away, Rollins beating him by pedigree and by distraction. It's the exact same match I seen on Raw a couple of weeks ago. Like, at least give me a different match. That's another reason why I don't like it. I also didn't like the Cruiserweight match. I didn't like the match. I love what happened afterwards, but I didn't like the match. It's Rich Swann versus TJ Perkins versus the Brian Kendrick. These Cruiserweight matches are extremely slow. Like, again, I'm not going to go into too much detail because I've already done videos about it. If you want my thoughts on the Cruiserweight division, watch my previous video where I talk about Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn running the 205 Live show. But the match was slow. It doesn't feel like the type of Cruiserweight wrestling that I grew up with in WCW and SmackDown 2003, 2000, about what, 2007? Or the X Division on TNA, or even the Cruiserweight Classic this year. Like, 4 different examples of the Cruiserweights and how they should be booked. And WWE is doing none of them. They literally feel like everybody else on the show, which is a problem. TJ Perkins, the Brian Kendrick, and Rich Swann are way too talented to feel like everybody else on the show. So I didn't care about this match whatsoever. Rich Swann retained, great, because I love Rich Swann as champion. With that said, I love what happened after this match. So Rich Swann wins. And we see Neville's music come on. He walks out with the beard. And I'm thinking, all right, finally, Neville is getting involved in a Cruiserweight segment. He walks into the ring. He goes to shake his hand. And then something unexpected happens. He turns heel. And he beats up Rich Swann. He beats up TJ Perkins. I don't think he beat up Brian Kendrick. I think he let him go free. But he beat up TJ and Rich Swann. And I thought it was wonderful. I was like, yeah, I like it. And it makes sense. He has a legit reason to be a heel. You've been off TV for how long? You're not getting enough opportunities as a wrestler, period, on the main roster. That frustration builds up, and now you're just taking your spotlight. And you feel like that spotlight is the Cruiserweight division and the Cruiserweight Championship. It makes sense. And what makes me more excited is now that we have Neville in that division, we can speed things up. Now we can most likely, please God, most likely have those matches that I've been wanting with Neville involved, because he wrestles a fast-paced style. And he has people that wrestle that fast-paced style as well. So you can do Neville versus Rich Swann. You could do Neville versus TJ Perkins. You could do Neville versus Drew Gulak. You can do Neville versus Tony Nese. Let's say Dorado. It's just so many people that can actually wrestle that fast-paced style now have a reason to do it because of Neville. So I'm not saying we're going to have an instant change, but it does get me excited. I look forward to seeing what they do with a heel Neville. I'm just happy he's back on TV. One of the most exciting parts about this pay-per-view was seeing him again. Probably the most exciting part, honestly. I'm not going to lie to you. This made me happy. I'm glad he's back on TV. Please don't screw this up, WWE. They probably will. Let's talk about the women. 30-minute Iron Man match. Women's Championship. Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. The final encounter. WWE came out and said that no matter who wins this match, there will not be a rematch for the Women's Championship, at least. But regardless, well, here's what I will say about Charlotte and Sasha. The work they've done this year alone, and I'm talking about from WrestleMania 32 all the way to this Iron Woman match, I'm going to be talking about it for years to come. I think a lot of people are going to look back on this year and go, this is when the women really got taken seriously by WWE. They really should have been taken seriously a long time ago, but this is when they got taken seriously. In my personal opinion, the Women's Championship is the Raw Women's Championship is the most prestigious championship on the Raw brand. It's more important than the U.S. Championship, more important than the Universal Championship, more important than the Tag Team Championship. It's the most important belt on the main show, the main roster. Raw main roster. again, I got to get used to how I say my words here because the brand split happened. So it's two different entities now. And I feel like their feud has been great. I feel like Sasha has been a really good foil for Charlotte. And Charlotte is one of the best heels in WWE. You can sit here and tell me that The Miz is the best. I don't care what you say. I think Charlotte might end up being the best heel by the end of the year. That's a dispute we're going to have when it comes to the awards. We'll find out by then. But this match was really good. Like I said at the beginning of this video, it really turned out to go exactly like how I thought it would go. I knew Charlotte was going to retain. I predicted Ric Flair would help her. He didn't help her. He didn't get involved at all. Charlotte just beat Sasha clean. They went into overtime. I do like that aspect of it. I like the HBK and Bret Hart WrestleMania 12 aspect of it. You know, they tied 2-2, and then we went into overtime. And the last scene is Charlotte locking in the figure eight. You see Sasha Banks, her nose is busted open. I don't know if it was her nose or her lips, but blood was just running down her face profusely. And you see her just reaching for the ropes and reaching desperately for the ropes, screaming in agony. And Charlotte just holding on, and she was locked in that thing for a good 3 or 4 minutes. And, you know, that last shot of her almost just giving up hope and just tapping out, that was beautiful. I do like that. I thought that was really well done. And like I said before, man, these two are going to be talked about in the coming years. They might end up inducting each other into the Hall of Fame. But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a really good match. Charlotte, of course, gets her championship back. Charlotte is now a 4-time women's champion. I'm telling you, with the way she's winning these championships, but I don't think I'm making too much of a bold prediction when I say this. Before 2020, I think Charlotte, with the way things are going, she might tie Ric Flair's record in terms of women's championship. She might be a 16-time women's champion or close to it. With the way she's winning and losing these championships, yeah, I can see her being a 16-time women's champion before 2020. She's already a 4-time women's champion. The thing was just introduced to the roster at WrestleMania. That was like, what, 9 months ago, and she's won the thing 4 times. I'm just saying, don't be shocked if we get to 2020 and she's a 16-time women's champion. Hey, that's how WWE wants it, man. But yeah, man, it was a good match. I had no issues with this at all. With that said, let's talk about the main event. The Universal Championship match. Here's what I will say about the match. And this is one of the things I will talk about when it comes to Roman Reigns. Those of you who are following me on Twitter, or those of you who watched my preview, I said in my preview that if this match was closing the show, I have a feeling that Roman Reigns was going to walk out as a double champion. That's what I thought was going to happen, in my personal opinion. So, to me, if you were going to book Kevin Owens like a weak champion, it would have just been better to really just take the belt off of him and just give it to Roman Reigns, because I'm just so sick of weak-ass heel champions who cry and whine, who have to cheat to win. It's not the fact that those can exist. It's the fact that they do too many of them. You know, I love heel champions like AJ Styles and Charlotte that win their matches. Either they cheat to win or they win their matches by themselves. Kevin Owens hasn't won a single title defense by himself. And the booking of him as champion has been horrendous, man. And they didn't help his case tonight. The match itself was all right. It was, you know, we can sit here all day and talk about how good of a worker Kevin Owens is, even how good of a worker Roman Reigns is. Yes, they're good workers. Let's just get that out the way. You want me to give credit to Roman Reigns? Here's credit to you. He's a good worker. Kevin Owens is a good worker. Chris Jericho's a good worker. Sami Zayn's a good worker. Neville's a good worker. TJ Perkins is a good worker. So what? You want me to say that, oh yeah, Roman Reigns is a good worker. Congratulations. I'm sorry, he's not the only good worker in WWE. And I'm not just talking main roster. I'm talking about NXT. There are better workers than Roman Reigns. But you have to say he's a good worker. Okay, he's a good worker. Congratulations. he still has a very uninteresting character. They're still overbooking him in a way to where it's just like, why even care about him? Why should I get invested in this guy? And my thing about the whole Roman Reigns shit was like, look, if you're going to overbook him this way, if you're going to be so up his ass, just give him the belt. Go all the way with it. Don't half-ass it. Just give him the belt. That was my thing. I'm like, if you want Roman Reigns to be the centerfold or the center of your show, or the centerfold of your universe, whatever you want to call it, just give him everything. Give him the belt. And quite frankly, it's gotten to the point now where it's just like, if you're going to book him in a way where he's the only one that matters, where he gets everything, don't waste our time. And what ended up happening was, as I predicted in my preview, Chris Jericho came out and helped Kevin Owens win. You know, the whole, oh, we're not best friends anymore. You know, we're never gonna win. We're never gonna be together again. It was just a ploy. It was a trick to have Chris Jericho go out, attack Kevin Owens during the match, and have Kevin Owens win by DQ and helping him keep the championship. Now, here's what I will say. If they would have ended the show with Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho hugging and Roman Reigns on the outside going, God damn it. You know, that would have been fine. I would have actually liked that. No, we didn't get that. How did we end the show? We end the show with Seth Rollins coming out because you beating Chris Jericho wasn't enough, right, Seth? And him and Roman Reigns, who are now buddies all of a sudden, proceed to shield powerbomb Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho through tables. Because, yeah, we gotta make our champion look as strong as possible. Not because that really helps Kevin Owens, right? Not only does he win the match by DQ, by Chris Jericho helping him, he then gets his ass handed to him by Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. First off, can we just address something about Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns? Why are they all of a sudden working together? When did the whole Seth Rollins breaking up the Shield and then being mortal enemies, when did that get resolved? How did that get resolved? It wasn't that long ago. Battleground. 5 months. About 5 months ago, Ambrose, Rollins, and Roman Reigns were fighting each other. What happened between Battleground and when did they start working together? I don't even remember. Was it Survivor Series, I guess? What happened between then that really just said, okay, you guys are cool now? What? I don't. The storytelling WWE just really upsets me. Because all I got right now is, well, Ambrose is a good guy. Rollins is a good guy. Reigns is a good guy. So I guess they're buddies again. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. What ended up happening is what I was afraid was going to happen when Rollins came out. The crowd booed. The crowd booed Rollins and Reigns attacking Owens and Chris Jericho because why are they working together for some reason? Why? Oh, Jesus Christ. I really don't like how they're booking their heel world champions. And I don't like it when WWE half-asses things either. Like, okay, so Reigns is not going to win the match, but we'll have him end the show strong. So it's like, okay, so you don't want him to be the champion, but you want him to look stronger than Kevin Owens. I really don't like this show. I don't like this show. I seriously need to do something about how I watch Raw in 2017. You know, it's a realization that I just come to where it's just like, I'm just going to drive myself up a wall with this booking. This booking is horrendous, man. It's not going to get any better. So, yeah, that was Roadblock. Which Roadblock was better? That's the question I asked you. We've had 2 Roadblocks this year. 2 of them in March 2016 and actually here in December 2016. Which one you thought was better? I guess this one was better. I don't really know which roadblock was the better roadblock. I'm not quite sure which roadblock was the better roadblock. But I guess I prefer this one because of recency bias. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I personally thought the show wasn't really all that eventful. I wouldn't watch it again. I don't see why anybody else would watch it again. So there you go. Predictions. I guess I was 100%. Yeah. Yeah, I was 100% on predictions. Look at that. So I'm giving the show a C. Let me go to the live chat. Let me do some live chat readings here. I just want to read what the live chat is saying. You guys tell me in the live chat what grade would you give the show. Let's see here. Now, a lot of you were saying in the live chat that you thought this roadblock was better than the roadblock in March. So I guess we all agree on that. The crowd was dead. Yeah, the crowd was dead, but I always go back to what I say about the crowds. I can't get mad at the crowds too much for not getting into the show because WWE's booking is not always the greatest. However, if you're going to buy a ticket and you're going to go, put some energy into it. Don't go there to sit on your butts. I'm not saying you have to like every single thing about the show, but be expressive. Do something. Don't just sit there and do nothing. The crowd was, yeah, I do agree the crowd was kind of dead. All right, grades are coming in. D minus, C, C, D minus, C, 4 out of 10. D, 3 out of 10. C, C, D. Wow. I guess you guys really didn't like this show. A lot of you are saying horrible crowd, horrible booking, boring show, predictable. As I said, it being predictable is not really a bad thing. It's the fact that we got nothing from it. I don't care if I can predict what's going to happen. If what I think is going to happen happens, at least let me get something out of it. I got nothing out of this show. Nothing came out of this show. Nothing at all. F, D, F, C. A waste of time, D. Some of you didn't even watch it, which is, first off, thank you for coming to me to get your results and review of the show, even though you didn't watch it. But that's telling right there. Some people didn't watch it. I heard OTR Essential. Jeff, he didn't even watch it. Honestly, I kind of thought at one point, like in November, I kind of thought that this show was going to be bad, and I didn't want to watch it. Probably should have stuck to it because nothing came out of this at all. Let's see here. Someone said Charlotte and Sasha was great. The rest of the show sucked. Yeah, I can see that. At least Neville turned heel. Yeah, I liked Neville's heel turn. Neville's heel turn was pretty good. That was pretty good. TLC was way better. Absolutely. SmackDown had the better pay-per-view. I think overall SmackDown has had better shows and better pay-per-views than Raw since the draft. That might change going into 2017 because I hear big changes are coming. Like, not saying this is going to happen, but I heard a rumor that WWE wants to move AJ Styles to Raw. I hope that doesn't happen because that would kill SmackDown. It would kill SmackDown. Let's see here. Those of you asking me questions about the Royal Rumble, wait until January 1st. There will be a big video on that, I promise. Yeah, and after that, people are basically saying the same thing. I'm seeing a lot of deleted chants. Delete. So, yeah, guys, that's all I gotta say about the show. Thank you guys for watching. As I said before, subscribe, like the video, follow me on Facebook. You can't follow me on Facebook. Like me on Facebook, but follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter, though. You know, guys, the more you like the video and the more you watch the video, the better it helps my chances of getting the YouTube algorithm to work into my favor. So, with that said, the only videos I have left is a couple of topic videos and then the end of the award. The end of the awards? The end of the year awards video. End of the awards. Hashtag end of the awards. End of the year awards video. And That will be live, by the way. I'm doing something different this year. I won't be recording it like I've been doing over the last few years. This one will be live. I'll come up here live, and I'll do the end of the year awards for you guys. I'll have best superstar, or excuse me, best wrestler, best female wrestler, best match of the year, and it will include all matches from PWG, New Japan Pro Wrestling, WWE, NXT, Lucha Underground, and all that jazz. So outside of that, wherever it happens, happens. The last week of December, I don't plan on making any videos. I'm just letting you know right now. I say that with the idea that if anything happens, like crazy happens, there will be a video. But once I'm done with the, end of the year awards, guys, that's it. That's it for me in 2016. And then the next video you'll see after the end of the year awards will be my big Royal Rumble 2017 video, where I answer the question, who do I think should win the Royal Rumble? And also talk about surprise entrants and just everything concerning the Royal Rumble and how I think it'll lead to WrestleMania. Cool? So, thank you guys for watching. And I guess I'll see you guys at my next video. This is your boy, Alyx Man, signing out. Catch you guys later. Peace.